Hi folks, welcome to Fundamentals Part 1. I just wanted to start off with the very concept of fundamentals, what I mean by them, and why are they here. In this fundamentals 3 parts, we will cover some concepts that are very basic to understanding strategic thinking in marketing, and I hope that these concepts would help us in the rest of the semester when we deal with some of the articles and also deal with some of the cases that we will analyze. Now, many of these concepts you may have been exposed to in an earlier class of marketing that you may have taken, but what I have done is a little more advanced treatment of some of the concepts, and also I have added a few things that you may not have been exposed to. So you'd see some old stuff, if you will, and some new stuff. Now, depending on where you now stand in terms of your understanding of the basics of marketing, you may need to brush up a basic book, maybe flip through some of the pages to get some of the basic concepts again. Or you may choose to ask me, and I may be able to point you to some sources to help you reorientate with some of the basics. But I hope what I'm presenting over the next few weeks would also help you brush up those basics. Another thing I wanted to talk about before moving on is that some of the slides are going to be very loaded. They'll have a lot of words on them. And why is that? Because I wanted to put some of my notes on the slides so that you have to spend very little time taking notes on the side, which you might still choose to do if that's beneficial to you. But I certainly have moved a lot of the burden of note-taking by putting the notes themselves on the slides. So you're going to see some loaded slides, just so you know. Although this is definitely not my style when I present in a classroom or at a conference. A third thing before we begin is that many of these videos are going to be short. I think most of them, if not all of them, are going to be very short. And that's because I think short videos help learning and listening. The typical attention span that we have is not very long, so short videos help paying attention for a short period of time, and that in turn helps learning. So you'll see a bunch of short videos as opposed to one long one. Okay, so let's start by talking about what you can expect in this part 1 of fundamentals. I will first address this issue that I have come to call marketing a tale of two struggles. The area of marketing, the field of marketing, as it is practiced and as it is viewed as a field, has gone through these two struggles that we'll talk about. One of the struggles actually happens to be about the very identity of marketing. What is marketing? So we'll spend some time on that. Then I will clarify my position about what I mean by strategy and how I'm going to view strategy for the purpose of this course. You may come in with a different sense of strategy, and I'm not saying that's a wrong way of looking at strategy, but for the purpose of this course, I'm going to give it a very concrete definition or picture. And then we'll talk about what I mean by the strategy tactic continuum. I will also make a distinction between marketing strategy and marketing management. Unfortunately, a lot of people that you would talk to treat them as the same thing or almost the same thing, and so in many cases you would find a course on marketing strategy to be about the same as a course on marketing management. I look at these as very different concepts or practices, and I'm going to clarify my position in due course. Where do you find marketing strategy and marketing management in an organization? And when I'm talking about an organization in this sense, I mean a multi-tiered, fairly large and complex organization. You'll see the relevance of this discussion when we get to it. And then finally, I will lay out as concretely as possible, as clearly as possible, what I want to focus on in this course. This is a course on strategic thinking about marketing, strategic decision making, and this slide will tell you in detail as to exactly what the focus in this course would be.